my name's Stu from PCC. Welcome to another walk around of this really very cool and rather sexy Neo built Roadster. Okay, so starting off, the bike has a real dominance to it. We've gone in with the S1000 RR front mudguard to give it that real bulk down sporty look. Signature piece is the Denali headlight housed in the Neo Cafe headlight. This is a bespoke part to PCC. The Denali headlight is available on our website, but the Neo headlight, due to the modifications that need to be made to fit it, is an in-house build part only. Sorry, but that's the way it is because of how specialist it is. We're also quite precious to this mod because it's an unusual mod and it has that real futuristic Neo look to it. It's an in-house mod for that reason. Moving on to the actual vibe of the build, we've got a black and silver theme running through the build, from the badges to the cylinder head covers, to the leather, the tank, to the tailpiece. It's all there and it's all a beautiful blend of just absolute fluidity throughout the bike. So as you can see, it's had the full anodized kit. We've got the standard yokes, top caps, the fork lowers, the rear seat brackets. It's all had the anodized treatment. Wilburs have hooked us up with a set of their full blackout forks. So we've blacked out the fork stanchions and tubes. The stanchions have been blacked by Wilburs, as long as the lowers. The caps is another in-house modification. We take the top of the fork caps apart and then anodize them to suit the rest of the bike. It's a very rare modification. We're very proud of it, and we like to think that we are the only ones that do it because we haven't seen it done anywhere else on the internet. You got the Oberon mirror on one side as a request from the customer. Once again, a very nice compact looking mirror for the build, suits the brief absolutely perfectly. We have the Rhizoma MA11 mirrors, the MA11 handlebars. They give it a real nice low down squat feel to the actual overall vibe of the bike, as well as a visual aspect of it being squat, but also when you're on the road, you have that good road controlling and dominant feel on the bike without it being uncomfortable as clip-ons. So you get that excellent feedback through the front tyre via the handlebars and their position without it being the uncomfortableness of being hunkered over with the clip-ons. Another unique point to this build is the wheels. We're really pleased that the customer went ahead with the blackening out of the spokes and the nipples and the wheel board themselves. It gives the bike that really unique look that we haven't seen any other R9T got with standard wheels. So moving forward, we've got the signature piece for us, which is the Urban GS mount on the oil cooler with the Kellerman front indicator mounted. We've done a little video on this to show you how to get around this little tip and trick. It's a signature mod for PCC. We're extremely proud of it, and it adds to the LED brightness and compactness of the front end of the bike that we're going for. We've lowered the clocks as well. The clocks have got a 20mm lowering spacers on them just to add that squatness. We wanted the highest point of the bike to be the top of the master cylinder caps. We're extremely pleased with what we've achieved with this bike, and the look of the bike we think has a real dominance and a real good muscular look to it, and there are lots of fans out there for this bike, so we wanted to do a walk around desperately just to show you the ins and outs of the bikes and the bit we're proud of and the stuff that you might not see initially when you look at a photo, but when you go back and have a good look at the photo again after this video, you may see the details more. It's got the signature PCC airbox removal with the Pier City Cycles embellished DNA filters. Once again, a modification that really makes the bike unique. We do it on a lot of bikes, but it never grows old. It is a wonderful, timeless modification that really opens up the nostalgic base of this bike, but works so perfectly for a real sports bike infused element to the bike. A new product to the market is the Unit Garage cylinder head covers. A great product, very well made, very well machined, and as you can see, the quality speaks for itself. Luckily, they do this in the black base with the silver cover, absolutely nailing the theme for this bike, for the black and silver theme that we've got running through it. Great product, easy to fit, and we're very, very pleased that the customer went ahead with this because we think it adds that muscular touch that the bike needed. We got the X Motorcycle badges, once again, perfectly fit in the brief. Doesn't tail away from the fact that it's a BMW part. We still got the nostalgic BMW roundel in there with the initials, but it's got that element of the black and silver which we need. Available on the website, like all the parts you see here. A great modification and just that little bit of an element to the nod of the futuristic styling. The BMW Seat Cowling. Now this is, other than painting it, this is something that we haven't changed. This seat cowling is as it is, finished from the factory, and this is a BMW Motorrad part. This actually has a catalogue number. The customer wanted a sporty, squat look to the rear end without it looking too aftermarket or too far away from the factory. We stumbled across this, a great modification, and from the factory, from a modified BMW part, we think it works perfectly. From front to rear with the exhaust system, we got the full titanium acro system. Once again, the black acroed end can works perfectly with the overall theme of the bike. Sounds one of the best sounding bikes out there. The acro titanium headers into the end can is an excellent noise. This is the end can that I have on my race bike. I get a lot of compliments whenever it's out on track as to how good it sounds. Great noise for a bike, and once again, recommended. If we didn't think it was no good, we wouldn't be selling them. Now, we waxed lyrical about this part, but it is the absolute go-to if you want to transform your bike. It's the best, and what I would advise first to £527 to spend is changing that rear shock absorber. It will absolutely transform the bike. The customer found it a no-brainer for his bike. We've gone in with the Wilbur's Nightline. Now the Nightline is black spring on a black body. Perfect for this build. They do one with a silver body and a black spring, but we wanted the shock to be an underlying sort of a subtle modification on the bike. We didn't want the shock to stick out as, look at me, I'm a bright yellow spring or silver body. We wanted it to be a subtle modification that you would notice but not necessarily look at first of all. We think it works perfectly. Once again, the wheel that's been rebuilt with the black spokes and the black nipples opened up on the rear end, especially with the acro can, looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, one of the bits that I'm most pleased about with the bike. I think it's come out fantastic and I'm really pleased with it. Moving to the rear end, another signature modification for PCC is the Rhizoma and Kellerman / Motor Gadget rear light setup. It is super, super neat. They are 3 in 1. So we've got the running light, the brake light and the indicator all in one unit. A super slick unit, super tiny, super tidy and immensely bright. So bright that you can't look at it for too long because you start seeing spots. It is that bright. We're going to do a little video on this. Have a look at the videos on our feed to see a slight tutorial or walkthrough as to how we do that modification and the parts that are required. It's a mod that you can do at home. We do, the parts are available on our website and we do a slight kit form that is available for you to purchase this. Rory's going to talk you through on how to do that, but it is a go-to modification. And like you can see, all of the rear end has disappeared. All of the weight of the bike has been removed and it is a fantastic modification. So to add to the fact that we've taken away the diving board that was hanging off of the rear end with the number plate hanger and all that sort of stuff, we've gone in as a request from the customer with the Pier City Cycles side mount number plate with the Rhizoma running light. We've had to modify the number plates that we sold beforehand to allow for the Rhizoma running light to be fitted, as it is now an MOT requirement for all number plates to be illuminated. It's not a problem. It's all part of the kit that we supply online on the website, along with all the wiring that you can trace up through the rear power lever, and then it can all be housed up inside here. Once again, it works perfectly with the aesthetic of the bike. We wanted a minimalistic, muscly, futuristic look, and we like to think that we've massively achieved it. So that concludes the walk round of the Roadster Neo build. We are very, very proud of this bike, as I'm sure you've heard me mention quite a few times in this video. It's got a lot of fans out there, and we'd like to think that it will get a few more fans, and we'd also like to think that there's a few more customers that would like to take the essence of this build and replicate it in their own bike. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.